Welcome to another Sunday update video. My name's Jared. This is my channel. I also post silent build videos on Fridays and most Wednesdays, so check those out as well. Today we're going to talk about the 356, the Land Cruiser, and a little bit about the Jeep. Okay, if you saw my last build video on the 356, you would have seen that I've been working on the doors. I got the major dents out of them. I'm still working on some of the smaller dents that I may possibly be able to get out. But I also buffed them, and so they look a whole lot better than they did. You can see here, there's the driver's door. I did break one of the, I broke the glass on the passenger side door because I was trying to fix this. And I should have taken it all apart first. Anyway, it's going to be okay. Those two pieces of glass, I believe, are the only pieces of glass on the car that are tinted, because all the new glass that I bought is not tinted. So it's probably going to be best to replace both of those anyway. It would have been nice to be able to sell that one instead of breaking it. But regardless, it'll be fine in the end. And in the whole scope of things, I mean, this car, a lot of the parts are very expensive. The glass is not that expensive compared to most of the other stuff I've had to buy for it. So it's not a huge deal. But anyway, I'm making progress. So the doors are looking better. This door, even though it didn't have as much damage on the outside, it's actually in worse condition than that door. It actually appears that there might be some Bondo here. So this may be part of what was resprayed, because I know that some of the front of the car has been sprayed. Also, it has this section here where the metal actually tore apart in the accident. So I'm going to have to weld this back together. But I'm going to wait until I get it fit on the car to make sure everything is straight and lined up the way that it should be before I start welding this. I also, as far as fitting it on the car, I've got to either straighten this window frame or possibly buy new window frames. But I've got to get all that stuff fit, which is going to be kind of a complicated process. So once I know that everything's set the way that I want it, then I can weld that, or maybe I'll determine I need to weld it in the process, but I haven't done it yet. I'm going to wait on that. But the whole back portion of the car looks really nice now. I buffed the entire thing. I have a rubber seal kit that's supposed to include pretty much all the rubber seals for the whole car. So I haven't put these grills back in yet because there's going to be replacement rubber for that. I did get the rear window. I'm still waiting on the windshield, but I got the rear window for it, and I kind of sat it in here, and what I believed was the case is definitely the case on the back, which is the top is still a little bit too far this way, so I'm going to have to, you know, push it back this way a little bit, at least in the rear. I think it needs to actually kind of turn like this. Because I think the front, I'll see when I get the windshield, but I think the front needs to go that way, and I think the back needs to come this way. So I've got to kind of get it to twist a little bit. But once I have the windshield, I'll be able to do kind of those final tweaks. I've worked a little bit on the smaller dents on the roof. I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to be able to get out. I rolled the car out of the garage to get the Beetle in here to finish the dash on the Beetle. And I did notice when the car's outside, the dents aren't nearly as obvious, because in the garage here, you've got like 12 different light sources all hitting this thing. And so it makes it really easy to see all these little dents. But when it's outside in the sun with just one source of light, it looked a whole lot better, especially when you could stand back a little ways and see the whole car and not just focus on this one part. But so anyway, making progress on the 356. This will be the next thing that I tackle. I'm still not sure how I'm going to be able to get enough force on this to press it out, because the issue is when I had the beam going through the car and I was using the hydraulic jack to press the roof out, it would almost lift up the entire car. Eventually it would raise the car until this part of the car was hitting the bottom of the beam, and then it would have enough pressure to push the top out. So it wasn't so much pressure that it damaged this or dented it, because it still had the whole weight of the car on it. But my concern is, if I put the jack on the floor and try to press this out, it's just going to pick the whole car up. It's not going to be heavy enough to actually reshape this. So we're going to see, maybe it'll be more beating than using the hydraulic press. But I'm sure I can get this thing back into some kind of resemblance of its original shape. but it's going to be interesting to see how well it comes out. So I'm looking forward to that. But okay, so that's pretty much it for the 356. We'll talk about the Land Cruiser. So first of all, you'll notice that the Jeep's not here anymore. So if you saw my last video on the Jeep, I got the head back on it, got it running, runs great. So I was able to move it. So now I've got the Land Cruiser body back out here, and I've got the cover off of it for now to see how bad the rust is. So there is some flash rust that happened. It has been a week, maybe probably 2 weeks actually, since I sandblasted this thing. And then we did have that rain, so there's been some moisture. There's been moisture in the air, and then also there was so much wind that the cover blew off of it, and so it got a little bit of water directly on it. But overall, it's really not that bad. These outside surfaces, it doesn't matter at all if there's rust on them, because I'm going to be going over them a lot before it's painted anyway, so that's not that big of a deal. Where it does have a little bit of surface rust, it seems to clean up pretty easy with just a wire brush. And then I'm definitely going to be using rust reformer anyway in any of these seams, and pretty much the entire firewall. I'm going to brush over with rust reformer and then use an epoxy primer on it. But so the next step for the Land Cruiser here is going to be to get this thing primed. I don't know if that'll be an actual video, if I filmed that, or if I'm just going to put some primer on it really quick. And then the next video will actually be me cutting into some of these panels. I am still waiting on the parts that I ordered. So I have this outer panel already, but these inner fenders are still being made. They haven't been shipped yet. And then the bar, the support bar that goes back here, also hasn't been shipped yet. So that's kind of another thing that I'm waiting on as far as doing work on this tub. I do still need to patch this, and I have the metal to do that. So maybe I'll make a video where I primer it and then patch this, and that'll be the whole video. Or maybe I'll just primer it in the background, and then once I get the other panels, I can do a video on that. But anyway, it still looks pretty good, and I'm going to be working on it soon, probably like right away actually. Okay, so that's the Land Cruiser. We'll come back in here and talk about the Jeep real quick. So the Jeep is done. I'm going to be listing that for sale on eBay very soon. So I guess that's pretty much it on the Jeep. The Beetle is also just about done. I will be doing a driving video on that very soon, so that'll be coming up sometime soon. Let's see. So I guess that's about it then for this update video. So that's enough for this week, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing.